Thank you. Hi, everyone. Niraj Vora here. I'm from Fivetran, Senior Sales Engineer. Glad to meet you all. Hope you are having a wonderful day. So let's talk about Fivetran and data movement, right? So in today's digital economy, you need a quick and reliable access to data to make key decisions. But then the challenge with that is like your data lives in disparate silos, each trapped within different departments. Data can live in files, hundreds of your business applications, your legacy databases, which are really not conducive for real-time reporting. So Fivetran automates the delivery of that data into the cloud data stores, providing instant access to data in the same way a utility company delivers electricity. It's as simple as that, right? Have Fivetran, make the data available, you turn on the switch, and data is available for you. Now, once you have access to the data, right, you can now focus on putting that data to work instead of trying to, sit and figure out, where the data is, how to, collect the data, integrate it, consolidate it, and, don't have to worry about that. You can just, focus on making your data to work. That's the value of Fivetran, delivering accurate, timely data, even when the source systems change, right? You could add additional fields. You could be, making hundreds of updates, but you need to, keep up with those changes. And that's where Fivetran comes in, so that we can, accurately replicate that data so that you don't have to worry about maintaining those pipelines. Okay. What happened?
Does he touch the screen? See it?
Okay, thank you. All right. So data needs to be transformed to, make it valuable, right? But we have found that, 44% of companies indicate that their key data is not usable for decision making. You all know the constraints of resources. Your data engineers do not have time to, extract maximum value from the existing data. They're busy developing and maintaining those pipelines, which break often, right? Which leads to delayed decisions, lost opportunities, and eventually, loss of that business. 80% of the data scientist's time is spent in finding and integrating data rather than trying to, analyze the data. Data needs to be transformed, to be analytical ready so that your users can then, gain the maximum value out of the data. Let's talk about the maturity curve. In general, the maturity curve is a way in which the industry or a company measures or understands progress, right? It's a good way to understand where you are and where you want to be. The term maturity, curve basically says that it's a measurement of an ability of an organization to, continuously measure improvements in a particular discipline. Now, if you look across this graph, where are you at? Where are your teams at? Where do you want to be? And what is holding you back, right? To stay competitive in today's digital economy, enterprises are investing heavily in advanced analytics so that they can power machine learning, AI use cases for all the different users within the organization. Data is the new oil. I'm sure you must have heard of this term, data is the new oil. This term was coined by a British mathematician, Clive Humby. Now, if you think of oil, right? Oil was valuable in previous centuries. Its data is the same now, right? It's as immensely valuable untapped asset as oil was in previous centuries. But when it comes to oil, once the oil company finds that oil in the ground, they more or less know exactly, what process to follow to basically turn that oil into profit, right? They start with, drilling, extracting that data, refining it, and then selling it. But when it comes to data, there are a lot of organizations which are still struggling to try to, figure out how to, turn that data into profit. We are in a digital economy where data is, more than valuable than anything else, right? It is the key to smooth functioning of your organization. Data is valuable, but in unrefined format, it's not usable. Data needs to be refined, which means transformed, so that you can drive profitable activities from that data. And it needs to be available where it needs to be and when you need to be, right? I mean, having data, but do not having access to it doesn't help you. So this is where Fivetran comes in. Fivetran is an industry leader in automated, scalable, and secure data movement. Fivetran reliably and continuously moves data from all your different tools which your business relies on to make decisions and run your business. Fivetran has connectors for all your departmental applications, from files, events, APIs, and legacy databases, so that you can, invest in advanced analytics without trying to, figure out how to, manage, maintain those pipelines without having to worry about moving data. Now, you see there are some of the features of Fivetran listed out there, right? We talked about the automated data updates, right? Your source systems change, as and when the data gets modified on your source system, Fivetran will automatically, reliably, update those records on your destination. Automatic schema migrations. Change is inevitable, right? When you have your database applications, you will add new tables, you will add new columns. Or if you're talking about custom fields in salesforce.com, you want to make sure that those changes are reflected on your destination. Fivetran automatically, transports those changes onto your destination so that you don't have to worry about managing, maintaining them. Recovery, right? Any IT systems, you are going to experience outages. You will have database connections lost or maybe an API outage. Fivetran automatically syncs those last successful save points so that it knows where to restart from there. And we can basically guarantee that there is no data loss, the data integrity is there between your source and target systems. And Fivetran employs micro-batched architecture. What that means is that, we optimize the queries and the API calls which we make to the source system for the historical sync so that we don't add additional load onto your source system. And finally, the cloud data warehouse is ready for querying in 5 minutes as soon as we initiate the replication. Sorry, come back. Now, we have more than 180 connectors. We have more than 50 connectors just for marketing analytics, right? We have pretty much, connectors for all your departmental needs, right? From your files, your events, from your SaaS applications, from your databases, from your sales analytics like Salesforce. Let's see if this works. Right, Salesforce or HR analytics like Workday. Now, if there is a connector which is not supported natively, we have generic connectors which allows us to extract data from any of those connectors not listed here. As long as there is a way to extract data from a particular source, 99% of the time Fivetran can extract the data out for you in an automated manner. Now, we talked about the sources, right? But then what about the destinations? We major with all, we partner with all the major cloud providers so that you can move the data to any or all of those cloud data providers and run your analytical workloads, machine learning workloads, or AI workloads on those platforms. Now, you may have heard Fivetran acquired HVR in late 2021. But for now, we are taking a thoughtful integration of both the products. We are still, maintaining separate work streams for now. That's because of the needs of the data, and depending on the kind of data you're moving, we have kept it separate for now, but eventually they will be merged into a single product. But it's useful to see, what the current architecture looks like, right? Now, if you are moving a particular type of data, you may not experience the other tool, but it's good to know, where the direction is heading to, right? How these products will be integrated in the near future. Now, if your use cases, change data capture from a legacy high volume database, you will use HVR solution. But then Fivetran.com has, solutions for integrating data from applications, your APIs, your files, and providing, continuous and reliable replication onto your cloud data warehouses.
Absolutely.
And the roadmap is basically like, both these products will be integrated into a single managed service platform in like very near future. We take the security of the data very seriously. Fivetran has been, granted the most secure compliance and security, governance, and compliance certification of any cloud ELT platform, including the ones listed below, like CCPA, GDPR, HIPAA, ISO, PCI, SOC 2, etc., and so on. In addition, we also have a business critical plan for customers who need additional security features beyond ones which are listed out there. And we do this all this automation across, the different platforms in a secure and reliable ways with incredible, reliability and support. We have more than 200 plus engineers whose main task is to ensure that your data is where it needs to be, when it needs to be. With 99.9% of platform uptime, syncing massive amount of data and maintaining incredible amount of sources for 3,500 plus customers. So talking about customers, I'll talk about a couple of customers here. Autodesk. Autodesk uses Fivetran across all of its departments, consolidating the data into Snowflake from 17 different locations. By automating the pipelines maintained, Autodesk has been able to, move to advanced analytics, which has helped them, reduce cost, mitigate risk, and basically increase, revenue or drive revenue. The other client is Pitney Bowes. Pitney Bowes basically, replicates data from 14 different locations into Snowflake, S3, and Redshift. They've seen benefits in moving from, daily batches to, real-time feeds, which has led to reduced labor cost due to real-time modeling for prescriptive analytics. And it has helped them, reduce their reconciliation jobs from 31 hours to 2 hours. To end, the corporate mission statement of Fivetran is to make data accessible as simple and reliable as electricity. Some customers refer to us as an easy button for moving data into the cloud. That is all from me. Thank you. And if there are any questions, I can take them.